It's Win at Home Wednesday, and it's birthday week for my mama. And I'm excited to be able to share with you some stuff today that I think is going to help you win at home. I mean, I want to just be honest with you. I would not be where I am today were it not for my sweet mom, who I got a chance to see a couple days ago for her birthday. 82 now. Shout out to mama. Awesome. And I hope you'll get some stuff today that will help you as I share with you some lessons that she shared with me when I was growing up. So welcome to Chasing Greatness. This is a podcast where we help you win at work and win at life, but we also help you win at home. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. So let's rewind the tape several decades now, 5 decades to be exact. I was probably 7 years old. Maybe the first time that I remember some of these lessons. I might have been 5, 6, 7, I don't know. But I can tell you this, these lessons my mom taught me have marked me in so many ways. And so let me just kind of share 4 or 5 of them with you today. I think they'll help you as you think about trying to win at home, because I think they really will help you down the road have the life that you want to have. There's so many things that are going on with me today that they come back to things my mom taught me. And so the first thing was this, just the power of values. Now, this is not some pithy little statement my mom gave me or anything like that, but my mom taught these values, and it's just so important. They just marked me, they shaped me. And if you think about your life right now, if there is a lack of stability, you're really struggling, you're feeling, emotional, mental, physical, whatever, weightiness, and things just aren't where they need to be. It could be that you really don't have the values in place that are foundational for your life. There's a place in the Bible, it talks about these. It's in Matthew where they're talking about these 2 guys who build their houses, and one builds it on the rock. And it says that the winds come and the rains beat against his house and everything's good. It's built on the rock. It's on a solid foundation. I remember when we built our home here, the first thing we did was pour the foundation, and we built the home, and we could just keep adding to it as long as the foundation was solid enough. The other guy in the Bible who built his house, he decided to build on the sand. He built his life on things that weren't going to stand the storms and the rain and everything that came. And if you've been around for a while, you know that things are going to get stormy, things are going to get, rainy. There may even be a literal proverbial, not literal, but a proverbial tornado in your life. It just hits. And I can tell you this, if you don't have values that you have your life built on, you're going to really struggle. And so if you want to win at home, first thing I would say, my mom would say, is you got to have the right values. And I see so many people today, they're not anchored into something that's going to stand the storms of life when things are hard. And let's be honest, things are hard right now, but they're not as hard if we are built upon the right, if we build our lives upon the right kind of values. So I'd encourage you to look at your values. It's if you want to win at home, you got to have some values. What are your values at home? And those will lead themselves to how you treat people. And that would be the second thing that I would say my mom taught me, and this is really kind of in that value vein, is that you want to treat others the way that you would want to be treated. Now, mom didn't come up with this. This is actually something that goes all the way back to Jesus. This was, this is what was called the golden rule, right? If you learn this, you might need to be reminded of this. If you've never heard this, if you'll treat others the way you want to be treated, it's just going to be so much better for other people. We talk about chasing greatness all the time. It's not just about you being great or maximizing your potential, but you're really trying to help the people around you be great. And if you will treat them the way you would want to be treated, I had one leader who used to say to me, he said, I want to lead the way that I would want to be led. That's a good reminder for some of you who are leaders now, that you want to lead people the way that you would want to be led if you were being led by somebody yourself. If you're in charge, you own the business, you want to lead the right way. But I think this, my mom is like, you need to treat your little brother the right way. You need to treat your little sister the right way. You want to treat them the way you would want to be treated if you were in their place. Not the way you would want them to treat you back necessarily, but what if you were the little brother? Or what if you were the little sister? Or what if you were the frontline employee? You weren't the boss. You weren't the owner. How would you want to be treated in those? And if you create an environment, a culture, we talked about culture a couple of days ago. If you create a culture where you're really helping the people around you grow, it'll actually be great for the business as well. But the same thing is true at home. If you want to really be a person of value in the home, treat people the way you would want to be treated. I say it this way. I've kind of, I don't tell mom, but I've improved upon her language here. I say it this way. I want to treat people in such a way that the people who know me the best can love me the most. That just helps me more, because I'm not all that lovable a lot of times. And so I know many leaders, the people that know them the best, respect them the least. I don't want to be that way. I want the people who really know me in my inner circle. I mean, it's so easy to you be in a crowd. I get a chance to speak to people all the time. Well, it's easy to look at the speaker and go, man, he must have it all together. What really is hard is for the people who really know you to say, he's actually a mess. And so I want to make sure that I've got it together with the people who really matter the most to me. I mean, I love the people when I get to speak to them. I love that. Love the fact that I get to spend some time with you each week. If you're dialed into this, that's great. But the truth is, I really want the people around me to love me and to know that I love them. And so I think one of the best things I can do is something my mom taught me way back, is to treat others the way I would want to be treated. Here's another thing. Here's another great value. If you want to win at home, mom always told me that no is okay. No is okay. It's okay to say no. And usually this was around material stuff or financial stuff. My mom and dad both taught me all these great financial principles, which have really helped me. But I think it's so important for us to say no. If we say no now, we actually get to say yes later. It's so many times we feel like we have to say yes to keep up with everybody else. And that's really not a great way to live your life. There's an old saying, comparison is the thief of joy. I think that's really true. When I begin to compare myself with who's got this or who's got that or all those kind of things, it can rob me of what I do have. It actually is the opposite of gratefulness, which is really important. We'll talk about that in just a second. But when I say no now, I get to say yes later. I think Dave Ramsey says it this way: if we live like no one else now, we can live like no one else later. And the truth is, so many people get to a point in their life where they really don't have the resources they need to even be able to take care of themselves. I think it was in was it the Total Money Makeover? We'll do an episode on money at some point, but I think it was the Total Money Makeover. Dave, I read this. And you'll have to check this. I should have checked it, but it was basically, here's what he said. He said the average person, I think it was 65 years old, could not write you a personal check for $600. Now that was a few years ago, but the point being, most people just say yes all the time. They try to keep up with their neighbors. They try to, they try to impress people, and then they get to the end of their life and they really don't have anything at all. And so you really want to understand the value of no. And the earlier you understand this, thankfully my mom was teaching me this as a little kid, like you don't need what they have. And what you don't know, she didn't explain it this way at the time, but they have this stuff, or it looks like it, but that stuff actually has them, because they don't own that stuff. That stuff, the people who sold them that stuff, they own the people, because they're in debt for that stuff. And I just remind you today, you really don't have to be in debt. That's a choice. You if you can say no and eliminate those kind of burdens and pressures on you, man, your life can be so much better. So that's a good value, Mom. Thanks for that one. Here's another one. I mentioned it a moment ago. It's just this idea of being grateful. It is so powerful when we are grateful, when we're thankful for what we have. If you have this heart of gratitude, it brings you more joy. Statistics show that you will actually live longer. You're certainly more fun to be around, and you just have a better life. I mean, you really do begin to win outside of work, in just such a powerful way at your family level. but just in your own personal life level, when you are grateful. And I don't know what you need to do to be more grateful. I know we all need to be more grateful. I really do believe that. I think that gratefulness really is the antidote to a lot of stuff. I mean, we have all kind of pressures, and we have emotional issues, and we have mental issues and spiritual issues. And I'm not saying that some of those things are not. They need to be. They need more than gratefulness to help them. But I'm telling you, gratefulness will help in every area of your life. And so if you're missing out on some gratitude right now, if you find yourself negative and critical and cynical, it's probably because you haven't taken very much time to be grateful. And so I don't know what you need to do. Some of you may need to get down on your knees and say a prayer to heaven, and just say, thank you for my life and thank you for what I have. But whether you're a prayer or not, I'm guessing every single person, you have some things that you really are grateful for if you stop and think about it. My mom always encouraged us to be grateful, to say thank you, all those kind of things. It's one thing to say thank you because your mom made you do it, but it's another thing. It's next level to be grateful. And mom was not all about just like say thank you. It's like you need to have gratefulness in your heart. So that's a great value she gave me. You want to win at home, be grateful. The people around you will love being around you so much more if you're grateful. And then I want to close this little, Win at Home Wednesday with the final thing, not the final thing. Mom taught me, so much more I could give you. I mean, I could do every episode on the things my mom taught me. But the other thing I would say that maybe is relevant for our discussion today is just the value of family, the importance of family. And as I think about family, I don't want you to miss just how important your family is. I say all the time, if you win at work and you lose at home, I really do think you still lose. And so you want to make sure that you've got a family life that is work. That really is where you can find a lot of joy. And for me, I love my work. I love what I get to do. It's so much fun to get to help teams and companies and businesses and nonprofits, all that stuff we get to do. It's so fun. And if we can help you, reach out. We'd love to help you. But I tell you where I really find my joy. It's in my wife and in my 4 daughters and my 4 son-in-laws and my little grandson. And we got a couple of grandbabies that are coming in a couple of weeks. I'm gonna go from 1 to 3 here in a couple of weeks. No twins, but we got some new ones coming. And my mom and my brother and my sister and all, nieces and nephews and now are they great nieces and great nephews? Everybody's having babies now. It's so much fun every time, because I love these little babies. It's so much fun to see them growing and learning. But as you begin to think about your family, are you really putting priority on that? And I'll ask it this way. Are you there when you're there? It's so easy to live with somebody or be with somebody, have a conversation with somebody, and you're there because you're supposed to be there, but you're not really there. You're there, but you're not present emotionally and in every way. You're physically there, but you're not really emotionally engaged. You're wondering, what can this person do for me? And that's really not that's not what we want to be. And so I was always just blown away with how attentive my mom was to her family. She was attentive to us in our immediate family, but it seemed to me like she was always talking about her cousins and her uncles and her aunts, and she just had this awareness of what was going on with everybody, and it never seemed inconvenient to her. It was just like that. That's what you do. These are your people. These are the people that stick with you the most. And I can tell you, that's really marked my life. It really has, and it's shown me the value of family. And as I think back on my life now that I'm getting older, as I look back, I just don't have any regret about the time that I have put into having a great family and growing my family and trying to be the right person for my family. I can't control what everybody else does, but I can control whether I'm going to be red hot passionate toward having a great family or not. That really is something totally in my control. And you have that same ability. You may have challenging relationships. There's been times everybody in my family will tell you I've been challenging for them, and most of the people around in my family have been challenging for me and for each other at times. But if you can have this mindset of the value of your family, and you can value your family, I think it will really position you to win at home. So these are some lessons from a mom. It's birthday week for mom. I think we can all look back on things that we've learned. And I want to encourage you to think back on some of the things that you were taught, some of the values, some of the principles, some of the good things that you were taught, maybe from your mom, hopefully from your mom, but if not, maybe from your dad or maybe from your aunt or uncle or somebody. You've learned some of your values from somebody. Be grateful for them this week too. I'm sure grateful for my mom. I'm thankful that I had a chance to learn some of those things. I wish I could go back and soak them in even more, because she was such a, I'm talking about her in the past tense now. She's just had this birthday. She's probably going to outlive us all, but I'm so proud of her. And I think those things, how we treat each other, what we value, our family relationships, those things are really important. Saying no, all that stuff. So you'll get something from that today. I challenge you to pick one thing from this episode and apply it to your life. Just begin to think differently and more strategically about those things. And then find somebody who needs to be reminded of some of these values to help them win at home. Maybe they're struggling right now. I'm convinced, I wish I could give them an hour with my mama. She would get it all sorted out. So you guys have a great rest of your week. I'll be back with you on Friday. We're going to talk about winning at life. In the meantime, keep sharing, keep downloading. If you got comments, let us know. If you want to say happy birthday to mama, you just put it in the thread. I'll make sure she hears what you got to say. Love you guys. We'll see you in a couple of days.